Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Andi Astri Mulyani. I am from PBIA, Faculty Tarbiyah and Teaching, Alauddin State Islamic University of Makassar. First, who I respect Mr. Dr. Kaharudin SIP MHOM as my lecturer in phonetic and phonology course. I'm here to explain about phonetics, namely vowel and consonant, specifically and briefly. I will explain about consonants and vowel. The material I will explain in this video sourced from a book by my lecturer in the file of phonetic and phonology course. This book is entitled English Phonetic for Indonesian Learners of English. Why I use this book? Because this book presents discussion in an easy to understand form with complex explanation. For beginner who want to learn phonetic and phonology, this book is very recommended to use. So guys, to advantages from the sign, let's enjoy this video. In studying phonetics, there are three main points that must be known, namely the organ used to produce sounds, producer for producing sounds, and how to practice sounds in language. In the first part of this video, I will explain about consonant sounds. There are three types of information connected to the production of English consonant sounds, either knowing which part of the mouth are responsible for uttering a particular sound, as known as place of articulation, knowing how the sound is produced, as known as manner of articulation, and knowing how to practice the consonant sounds in language. It's essential that they understand the information of the consonant sounds in terms of place, manner, and feature, in order to be able to produce them correctly. Number one, place of articulation. This refers to the specific location in the mouth which two speech organs work together in producing a consonant sounds. Either the tongue and the teeth come together for forming dental sounds. There are 6 speech sounds used to utter consonant sounds, either the lips, the teeth, the alveolar, the hard palate, the soft palate, and 4 part of the tongue, either the teeth, the body, and the root. In these sections, I will explain 8 types of consonant sounds. A. Bilabial sounds, P, B, and M. Consonant sounds, which are produced by patting two lips together, as in sounds B in the word bed, P in the word pat, and M in the word map. B. Labiodental sounds, if and F. Consonant sounds which are produced by contacting the lower lip and upper teeth, as in sounds if in the face and if in the word villa. C. Dental sounds, O or D. Consonant sounds are made when tongue teeth for sounds O or tongue plate. For sounds D, contact upper teeth in the two sounds, either sounds as in the word transfer, and sounds D as the word this. D. Alveolar sounds, T, D, N, E, S, and Z. The consonant sounds are made when the tongue tip contacts the alveolar region, as sounds T in the word tie, sounds D in the word die, sounds N as in the word night, or sounds L in the word liar, or tongue contract the alveolar region as sound S as in the word sight, or sunset as in the word seal. E. Palatal sounds. Type sounds are produced when the blade of the tongue touches the hard blade. Either sounds D as in the word judge, sounds F as in the word chew, as sounds E as in the word yan. If palato-alveolar sounds. The sounds are articulate when the teeth, the blade of the tongue, approach or touches the alveolar region, and the main body of the tongue approach the hard blade. The mouth sounds if as in the word sit. G. Velar sounds K, G, and in. These consonant sounds are produced when the back of the tongue touches the soft blade. K in the word cup, sounds G as in the word shape, and the sounds N as in the word sing. H. Glottal sounds. This consonant sounds is produced when the floor of air is stopped by the glottis with some construction of the glottis closing and then release. Either sounds H as in the word how and who. E. Labiovelar sounds. W. This consonant sound is produced when the back part of tongue contract the soft blade and lips also come close to each other. Either sounds W as in the word what. In the second part of this video, I will explain about manner of articulation. Manner of articulation describe two things. Either the first, how the different organs of speech interact one another in producing consonant sounds. The second, how the airflow is obstructed to affect the projection of consonant sounds. Well, thus, the manner of articulation is a determinant which presents destructive feature of consonant sounds in the English language, because it's possible to make several different consonant sounds. All the same place of articulation. The six manner of articulation are easily remembered, but the acronym STFA and SLAST stands for stop, F stands for fricative, A stands for affricative, and S stands for nasal, L stands for lateral, A stands for approximate. Number 1. Stops or plosive. In this manner of articulation, consonant sounds are produced by closing the speech organ, but oral and nasal cavity. The air stream is blocked. Its result, air pressure in the oral cavity. When the air pressure is suddenly released, expiration will then occur. The English consonant sounds produced through this manner of articulation are P as in the word pen, T as in the word tea, K as in the word K, and B as in the word by, D as in the word tie, G as in the word go. Number 2. fricative. This type of manner of articulation produces consonant sounds by blocking the air stream in the mouth but not making complete closure, or a complete closure belongs to a stop. The air moves through the mouth and produce audible friction, either S as in the word cycle, Z as in the word zoom, F as in the word fan, F as in the word fast, O as in the word method, O as in the word can, and as in the word sip. So guys, number 2, I will explain about affricative. This manner of articulation produces consonant sounds by blocking the air stream briefly with the tongue in the mouth, but in contract to stop. The blocked air stream is suddenly not released, but is slowly released and causes audible friction, either sounds T as in the word cheek and T as in the word cham. Number 4, nasals. This manner of articulation produce consonant sounds by blocking the air stream past through the oral cavity using the phlegm, or as known as soft-plate, and the back of the tongue, so that the air can only pass through the nasal cavity, either sounds N as in the word man, and as in the word night, and as in the word sin. Number 5, I will explain about lateral, or as known as liquid. This manner of articulation produce consonant sounds by contacting tip of the tongue into the alveolar region that the passes through palisades the tongue, either sounds as in the word lip. And the last, I will explain about approximate, or as known as clades. This type of manner of articulation deals with the way consonant sounds are uttered by making the articulator interact either the tongue and the alveolar region without actually touching. In English, there are 3 approximants, either sounds as in the word U, sounds W in the word war, and sounds N in the word rice. After I explain about consonant sounds in briefly narration, so at this time I will explain about vowel sounds. What is the vowel sounds? Vowel is the crucial things that we should understand correctly in studying phonetics. So, what is the definition of vowel sounds? According to Williamson, 2015, vowels are described as open oral as well as voice speech sounds. They are named open sounds because there is no obstruction to the flow of air from the lungs as passes through the trachea, through the larynx, through the oral cavity, and out of the mouth. Besides it, vowels are said as oral sounds because they are made by flowing the air only through the mouth. Further, they are voice since they are produced with the vocal false vibrating. Number 1, vowel sounds. As we talk about vowel, many people assume that the concern with sounds A, E, U, A, O. However, this is a conception because they are actually vowel letter, but not vowel sounds. Just like consonant sounds, vowel sounds are different from vowel letter. Knowing the fact is then essential to learn how to produce English vowel sounds correctly in order to have natural pronunciation. Therefore, in this section, I will explain about two main points about vowel sounds, either the production of vowel sounds and the type of English vowel sounds. Number 2, the projection of vowel sounds. To produce vowel sounds, native speakers of English use the place of articulation and the manner of articulation of vowel sounds. The place of articulation here refers to what speech organs occur to produce vowel sounds, which only consists of the mouth, the tongue, and the lip. On the other hand, manner of articulation here refer to how the speech organs are functioned to produce vowel sounds in terms of height, frontness, as well as surrounding. Williamson G. 2015 is of the opinion that the projection of vowel sounds in English involves 5 main parameters. Either first, openness of the mouth, and number 2, tongue elevation, number 3, position of tongue elevation, and number 4, lip shapes, and the number 6, length of vocalization. The projection of vowel sounds. A. Openness of the mouth. As touched early, the mouth is one of speech organ which function to alter the quality of vowel. According to Williamson, 2015, the quality of vowel sounds can be different from one another according to the extent to which the jaw are either open or closed, as a complete closure would prevent the free flow or air out of the mouth. For example, as a native speaker of English says the word palm, the speaker will produce a vowel sound A. If we notice how the native speaker produces the vowel sounds, we will then see that the speaker's jaws are wide apart, and this Wilson G calls as a relatively open mouth posture, in which an open mouth posture will produce open vowel sounds. B. The tongue elevation. In addition to the mouth, the tongue also play a decisive role in influencing the quality of vowel sounds by altering its position in the mouth in phonetic. In the position of the tongue in the mouth can be described in 3 vertical positions, either high, mid, and low. For instance, when the tongue is placed in high position, it will produce the vowel sounds E as in the word B, which is also known as a closed vowel in the perspective of mouth is openness. Contract, when tongue move down and to low position, it produces vowel sounds, either vowel sounds in the word trap. Beside it, different vowel sounds will be produced as the tongue is placed about halfway between high and low, the mid position. C. Position of tongue elevation. When the discussion the elevation of the tongue, it will describe the position of the tongue on the vertical position, either high, mid, and low position. On the other hand, when discussing the position of the elevation, it will refer to where this elevation takes place on the three horizontal positions, either from front, central, and back. Taking waffle again as an example, we have known that this sound is both close and high vowel. However, if we notice the position on the tongue horizontally, we will find that this sound is articulate by positioning the front of the tongue in the direction of the hair plate. Therefore, this sound is also called as a front vowel. The lip shape. In making the sounds of English waffle, native English speakers usually use two types of lip shapes, either rounded and unrounded. As a rounded waffle is made, a speaker's lips from an opening and circulation mouth, and unrounded waffle are made with the lip in relaxed position. In most language, front waffle tends to be in rounded and back waffle tends to be rounded. Okay, to see and to feel the difference between EM, we can say the word loose, which make waffle sounds U, and turn it in by saying the word knee, which produce waffle sounds E. In doing this, we will see that our lips are round for the diction of waffle sounds U, but they will be unrounded, producing waffle sounds E. And the last, I will explain about duration of vocalization. The last important parameter of waffle sounds projection is length of vocalization, which means that English native speaker relatively produce longer and shorter vowel sounds due to the interval of time when producing the vowel sounds. These types of vowel sounds are categorized as long and as short. For example, as a native English speaker says the word choose, the speaker will make sounds uyu, which is relatively heard longer than when the native speaker says the word trap, which produces sounds a and is relatively heard shorter. The third material in this section about vowel sounds, I will explain about the type of English sounds. After knowing how the vowel sounds are produced in English, it's then important to recognize the categories of English vowel sounds. Williamson 2015 categorized English vowel sounds into two categories, either simple vowel, which is also known as pure vowel or monophthongs, and complex vowel, which is also known as diphthongs. A. Simple vowel sounds. Simple vowel sounds is made from when a speaker produces a single vowel configuration without moving the tongue, the lips, and the mouth. In other words, the speech organs are in relative unchanging position. For example, E. It, since, in, ill, and sin. On the other hand, a complex vowel sound is formed by the combination of two vowels and single syllable, in which the sounds begin as one vowel and change to another vowel sounds in the same syllable. In producing such a vowel sounds, a speaker's mouth shapes usually change. This is because the speaker has to make two types of mouth movement, either starting movement to produce simple vowel sounds at the beginning and ending movement to combine the simple vowel sounds with another to produce a vowel sounds combination in the same syllable at the end. For example, for either fight, A, and pie. B. complex vowel sounds, or as known as diphthongs. According to William, can illustrate diphthongs as a combination of two simple vowel sounds. Its projection begin with the articulation of one simple vowel, which then alters as it smoothly moves toward the projection of a second simple vowel. So diphthongs is the combination between the first simple vowel and the second simple vowel. For example, the first simple vowel is sound EA and the second simple vowel is sound E. The final form of the combination is R, as in the form in the word hike. Furthermore, Williamson 2015 emphasized that the second simple vowel in the combination is frequently restricted to three options: either make high front and round the E, make high back round the O, make central and round the in BE only. As a result, we may split diphthongs according to which second simple vowel occurs in the combination. In this section, I will practicing consonant sounds, but before I practice it, we need to do the following instruction below. First, focus on making the required consonant sounds. Second, think how to make the required consonant sound as instructed in place of articulation and manner of articulation before making the sound. Number 3, produce the required sound slowly and accurately. And number 4, when you get accustomed to making the sound accurately, then you can produce the sounds fluently. Voiceless bilabial stop sounds P. Pil, pies, pear, pick, pin, pen, pire, peck, pound, par, pos, por, per, pon, pull, pure, person, public, pie, pen, pea, point, pills, pear, pick, per, pen, pull, pat, pen, point, pause, please, plural, splendid, splash, and splutter. Voice alveolar stop sounds D. For example, deep, deal, der, deep, dar, den, dark, door, dog, tati, tarin, dirty, die, deep, deal, dear, deep, then, thor, to, tati, tom, town, tone. Practicing the vowel sounds. After studying the theory of producing vowel sounds in English phonetically, we then need to practice the theory so that we can make the vowel sounds accurately and naturally when we speak. Follow the instruction before practice the vowel sounds. First, focus on making the required vowel sounds. Second, think how to make the required vowel sounds as instructed in the place of articulation and manner of articulation before making the sounds. 3. Produce the required seconds slowly and accurately. Alright, method 1. From sound to vowel letter. This method requires the learners to learn how to make vowel sounds by recognizing vowel sounds and their typical spelling variant. Two kinds of sounds example are represented either vowel sounds E and vowel sounds E. The projection of vowel sounds E is sounds by presenting word containing vowel letter and vowel combination which may represent the sounds. Letter A. Me, be, he, she, we. If, this, scheme, them, scan, absent, pity, delete, complete, complete. Method 2. From vowel letter to vowel sounds. Vowel sounds if, for example, for the word follow, hollow, burrow, narrow, window, or yellow. Combination of vowel letter O. Possible vowel sounds. Vowel sounds if, for example, out, about, down, coach, cloud, cloud, frog. chaotic. Full, noun, ounce, bounce, pound, bounce, ground, round, sound, surrender, pound, ground, hunt. The conclusion from the discussion about consonant and vowel sounds is that to get the correct pronunciation in speaking, two important things must be considered, namely knowing the place and practicing the manner of articulation of the sounds. In terms of place articulation, English consonant sounds can be classified into 8 sounds by the acronym Bila Dapat Favegla. And if we talk about the manner of articulation in consonant sounds is easily remembered by the acronym STAF NASLA. And remember that consonant letter is different from consonant sounds. And if we talk about vowel sounds, there is two important things that we should remember, either the projection of vowel sounds and the type of vowel sounds. The projection of vowel sounds in English involves 5 main parameters, either A. Openness of the mouth tongue, elevation position of tongue, elevation, lip shapes, and length of vocalization. And the type of vowel sounds, either simple vowel sounds as known as monoptones, and complex vowel which is also known as diphthongs. So, to apply the knowledge we have about vowel and consonant sounds, we have to practice it with some consonant and vowel sounds. It's very important to have basic knowledge and of consonant and vowel to produce proper pronunciation and correctly pronunciation to easy for listener to understand.